Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be going ahead and giving you an all-in-one guide on how to install cooling mods for your R230 SL55. Stay tuned. What this video is basically going to be entailing is us splitting the coolant from the supercharger and the engine. In case you didn't know, every single M113K from factory, the coolant is shared between the supercharger and the engine. This makes the supercharger run super inefficient, and we want to fix that. So we will be splitting that. In addition to splitting that, we're going to be installing a new coolant pump for the supercharger to flow a lot better, and installing a new PLM XL, an additional intercooler, so the car can cool down a lot faster. There are a ton of other mods that you can do, such as installing a larger ice tank, which I do plan on doing a future video. I don't know when, but I do have that in the list. And or installing a inner chiller or a killer chiller, which I do have a killer chiller, but I would like to install an inner chiller. So until I get that, we're going to be running these mods. So sit down, relax. Here's your all-in-one guide on how to do this.
Alright, so we are going to make a bracket for this cooling pump, which is really awkward. I need to make something that I can put it in. Maybe I turn this pump also, the position a little bit. But first of all, we're going to make a bracket in order to fit here and without falling apart. So I found some stuff here, which is it's a Volkswagen piece. So I cut the pieces off, and I got this piece and this piece as well. You see, it's a Volkswagen part. And what I'm gonna do I'm gonna weld this on the top of the bracket. I'm gonna make this as a support a little bit more, and then make two holes on these two sides and put a bolt and put it around and make sure it's tight enough. Alright, so it's gonna fit perfectly fine. So I cut this piece, my neighbor gave it to me. So I'm gonna weld that piece on the top so I can mount it then later on, and support with this one a little bit more so it doesn't break, and probably use these pieces welded on those two ends so it's also a little bit stronger, plus I can put the bolts together and it's easier anytime to remove it or put a new one in. So that's the project a little bit for this hour.
I wasn't able to fully record installing the Superflow pump, but I will say it's probably best to create your own bracket for the R230. VRP Speed, when they sell you the Superflow pump, they will send you a bracket. I didn't get a bracket when I bought mine, but when you do install yours, wiring is super simple. I did add an Adafuse. I used Alex's from Legit Street Cars. I used his guide on the whole entire wiring process, and it was super simple to do.
But we are gonna lose a little bit coolant.
Those two, they have their own connecting thing, right? Why don't we just connect them and then...
It leaks no matter what. The bottom one is not that important because it has only a little connection, but I can still...
Wait, there's no coolant in there.
Where?
In that. There's no coolant in there, remember?
Turn on that other light.
No, wait, that one stays. Those two stay.
No, they don't.
No, they stay. That stays. That stays.
it's connected with all these four are the same. They're all connected together.
Just trust me on this one.
Okay, and then where do you put these? This goes on this, and then it goes on the other one. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and then
This goes in here. This replaces this hose.
okay.
This a new hose is generated. Okay, brand new hose is generated. Goes up here to the reservoir. This one will go.
Okay, you want it that way.
Yeah. So those two go back. That one goes back. Yeah.
But this is too small.
Try the other way. That's the one they provided. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, but the other one is small, big too.
So the supplied line that VRP gave actually does not fit. So we're gonna have to fabricate our own one. And I mean, you could buy your own line, but the fact that the kit didn't come with it says a lot. Plus, this is a BMW reservoir that you could get for like, how much is this? Like $50 on its own? $10 on its own?
Yeah, something.
Yeah. All you need to do is get a bracket, and that's not that hard to make.
And that one. Oh, I forgot this side. Now we gotta cool it down a little bit, and then we can tap in the inside, and it should work good. See, it fits perfectly fine. Let me put this one in, fix that part. So this one, we need one hose for that, and that one needs to be cupped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you got another clamp. This is the one VRP provides. This is our stainless steel ones. If you guys want to know which ones they are, this is what they are. If you're gonna be doing this, I recommend getting just a little bit of a bigger band. That's all. Oh, that's perfect.
So that's tight.
Mm-hmm.
That's done.
So Dad had to cut his own piece. Do you want to put the clamps on there right now?
Let me find the how's that gonna work? Okay. So you put a clamp here, tied it, and this is the other side clamp, and it works much better than the one that they give you. See, nice and neat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna come. So we put the other one here. See?
This kit is not meant for an SL55. Nothing aside from this that was provided is honestly making much of a difference. Everything else we had to fabricate, like the plug for the breather valve, the plug that's going to go into here, the connecting hose. So if you have an E55, same sort of method, but a lot of people have done it on the E55. But for us SL55 guys, it's just a lot different than an E55.
And should put this thing first, I mean, before we do anything else. You know, install this.
Install it on the fan.
Huh?
On the fan. Put it on the fan.
No, why
Right
on the
here.
fan? It's too much vibration, it's gonna break it, I mean. Let's make here a couple holes. Let's see where it goes. It's gonna be okay. Right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Or we can push it down a little bit, you know. We can make our own holes, so it doesn't have to be theirs.
Oh yeah, we can just use one big hole.
No, one is not enough. So if we put it like here, we make one hole here.
Yeah.
And we put our own screw there.
Okay.
That should work.
Do it.
Okay?
Do it.
Hold it, this one.
Nice.
Mercedes finds out that you put the aftermarket.
No. Mercedes already hates me for the water car.
Now it's double clamp.
Why not face it the other way?
What? What?
The clamp face the clamp the other way? Or does it not matter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so I guess the system is now segregated. And that is it. That is how you install and split the cooling system on a M113K, especially on a SL55. Nobody has posted a video on this, so I'm glad we were the first to do it. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. In the next video, we're going to install a PLM in here, so we're going to show you how to modify these brackets and everything like that to make it fit in here. See you guys in the next one. Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we have the SL55 on the lift. In the last video, you guys went ahead and saw Dad and I split the cooling system on this car. Today, we're going to be installing the PLM XL that you can get basically anywhere for these M113K cars. However, the only thing is, nobody really has a detailed video, up until now of course, on how to install one on this car. It should be a pretty simple process as far as like the piping goes. The only thing that's going to be a problem is relocating this oil cooler and figuring out the mounting for everything like that, and if we have to shave off anything, if you need to drill into this bumper right here, which I have seen people say on the forums that they did drill into that bumper, but I'm not really too crazy or concerned about it. I'm honestly willing to do it, anything to make those IATs go down. And yeah, let's get to it. First thing I'm noticing over here is the zip ties actually. So there are 3 zip ties. This is actually connected to the oil cooler. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these zip ties because it's connected to the oil cooler, but then these zip ties are also connecting it to what appears to be something else. I don't really know. And the camera's not really catching it, but it's this little line right here. Gonna go ahead and try to remove that zip tie, so this could be its own unit, and when I come back to install everything, obviously I'll put the zip tie back, but gonna get the zip tie out and then get these bolts off. I am tightening this bolt to make it loose. I need to make that very clear. This is the oil cooler completely removed with all the bolts and everything. This last bolt was a little bit of a hassle to get off, but you guys saw that. Now I'm gonna undo this last zip tie, and I'm gonna basically put this thing aside, just like that. This should be able to handle all the weight and pressure and everything like that. But this is the oil cooler completely removed. Kind of a hassle, kind of not a hassle. The cover holding the oil cooler, I completely just destroyed it, so I'm never gonna put this back on again. If anything, I'm just gonna throw this in the garbage. Here's where we're at. I put a zip tie over here to basically carry the weight of this oil cooler. Now, I realize that I have to cut this and able to fit this majestic PLM. And able to fit this, I have to cut these plastic tabs over here. So I made a nice little marking right here. It's a nice little sideways marking right there. Gonna cut those, and then as soon as I figure out how I'm gonna cut them, I'll show you guys. What I'm gonna be using is a serrated knife. That will be my tool of choice to cut this off. Bear with me as I go ahead and do that. And it'll break right off. Okay, cool. So as you can see, I basically cut it down here about a solid inch or so from the inside, and then I basically was able to pull it off. I'm gonna try that out on the other side. And again, the only reason why I'm doing all of this is to ensure that these tabs on the PLM fit up here and out here. I'm probably gonna have to take this off. I think I just saw something. So what I just realized was right here where the crash bar bolts into this little mounting part right here, it looks like it's a perfect distance that's right here. So this might actually fit, like, bolt on up here. We will see. We will see. If anything, I'm gonna take this off and this off just to check it out. At the same time though, I'm still gonna take this plastic piece off, and same thing on this side. For the plastic piece on the other side, I'm gonna see if I could use scissors. If not, I'm gonna continue using my little serrated knife. So I managed to cut down about this much. Yeah, I'm gonna continue. The serrated knife is the best thing that works for cutting this plastic, to be honest. Make sure your mechanic will be like, oh, just take off the piece. I do not care. Why are you paying a mechanic to do this? You could do this at home, kitchen knife. Paying a mechanic to cut this? You paid a mechanic to do that? It took me 5 minutes to do both with the brake. And then for this, and then for this, just need to cut that, and that is now this one. Freedom. Freedom. All right. Don't say that anymore. This is the progress so far. Cut these two tabs off. Now I'm going to take this support bar off and this mounting bracket for the bumper off, and gonna go ahead and see if the PLM, these tabs right here, will fit up where this mounting bracket right here is. To get these off, it's going to be a 13mm socket, so that's what I will use. Not that I have a choice. Is the Jaguar leaking oil? Or is that from my car? My car should not be leaking oil. And that is a 10. So I will use a 10. That is not a 10, actually. This is a 11. Wonderful. This is a 10 to take these off. There we go. Let's go ahead and see this PLM fitment. Ready, Dad? What is that? A perfect fit? No way. I do not. Look at this. It fits perfectly.
I know. It should, I said. I know that.
Now it's time to see if the PLM will be a direct fit or anything for the brackets, but would you look at that? It looks like it's gonna mount up perfectly. So let's go ahead and get the last two remaining bolts over there removed and proceed onward. Finally took off those last few brackets that were mounted onto the car. Now we're going to go ahead and actually give the PLM its true direct little fit, which the oil cooler is in the way. I wish the zip ties were reusable. You've served your purpose well, my friend. So here is what's basically stopping it from sitting properly. It's these two lines right here. If these go back or if they get rewired somewhere else, it will fit. Here's what I just realized. These were pre-drilled. This is a used unit, but these were pre-drilled. Now, a solid inch of this needs to be cut. And if you are going to get a brand new unit, I recommend requesting that it's one that's not been drilled in, if they do have that. But the difference here is those are way too far apart and way too back for this side to be right here next to the actual pump. What I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna cut this tab off on both sides. I drew a nice little line about an inch out. Those tabs being cut will basically allow it to sit anywhere over here. Probably gonna have to end up drilling holes into this bumper. That's how everyone's done it on the forums. If you do get a Wisec one, it's direct bolt-on. That I can confirm. A direct bolt-on PLM from Wisec plus a nice little pump from FI Interchillers. I think you got yourself something good going on over there. Or you could just get an interchiller with one of these pumps and call it a day. I have successfully cut and filed these tabs down on both sides. Now what I'm going to do is mock it up there and see how it fits. Here's what I found. So I found the center point that was actually marked this whole entire time. Didn't realize that. Got it situated. Center point of this, found that out. Perfect. Now, this hole right here actually will fit if drilled correctly in this section right here. We center it up, drill our holes. It's a 13mm bolt that goes in there. Create a second bolt that goes in here, and you basically have yourself a mounting point for your PLM. Now, the direct dimensions, I'll figure that aspect out as soon as we get our dimensions correct. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and figure that out. You mean to cut it short?
Yeah, I wish we didn't cut it.
So we went ahead and measured everything, tried to get everything aligned, and found a center point of this. Use metric system for better accuracy. Same thing with the front crash bar bumper. Now we're gonna go ahead, move this a little bit more that way, align it perfectly, and get it going. Once we finished up mounting up the PLM XL, we needed to figure out a way how we were going to mount the oil cooler. Dad said, let's go ahead and create our own bracket, cutting up these brackets so we can make them fit. Honestly, a lot of the people that did do this retrofit, from what I saw that they did, they went ahead and reused old OEM oil cooler mounting brackets to the metal bumper, and they just retrofitted it to make it fit under the PLM XL. I'm more comfortable with doing that. As you see, this doesn't fit, so we're gonna go ahead and show you how we retrofitted our OEM PLM XL oil cooler mounting bracket, or whatever it's called, but we're gonna show you how we did that.
I have different ideas. So if we do just one bolt, that should be enough, right?
Yeah, that works with me. That's fine with me. I think it's a lot less clearance down here, and it'll work a lot nicer. We just have to make sure that these hold it really nicely.
What?
These tabs. Why don't we flatten it first? Yeah?
No, the problem is if I do it,
You're
then
not gonna damage it?
no.
Okay.
That should be enough. Okay, let me see the other one,
Measure.
because I have to do the opposite.
Do you want to just Sharpie it?
Oh.
Also, can you change the position of this oil cooler with these hard lines? Can you tilt it?
Yeah, we can.
No, only one will go.
What?
Only one will fit.
Only one goes?
Only one goes. What?
Okay. Let it go.
So a lot of oil in that.
What?
There's a lot of oil in this.
Hold on. Now can you hold it so it doesn't mess up all over? I'm gonna open this. Just make sure you center it inside.
I think I got it. It was at this point where we realized that the only way that we were going to be able to mount the oil cooler is if we completely just take the oil cooler off of the car, take that hard line also off of the car, and go ahead and use the actual tabs, the mounting points that came with the oil cooler from the factory, and adjust those, completely make a right 90-degree angle with the mounting points, and drill our own 2 holes to make it fit into the PLM. So my recommendation when it comes time to installing the PLM, it's best to just completely take off the oil cooler and go ahead and do it that way.
Should go like that. So we have to weld it. We'll cut this and then weld this thing on it. And once we weld it on, we're gonna make some holes and then use 1 or 2 holes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. More clean look. I like it.
It doesn't go that way.
Yeah, it only goes
Where
passenger
does it
side.
hold?
Huh?
Where does it hold? Oh, that part. Is it?
Also mark how far out it sticks out.
This one should go out a little bit.
Draw a marker right here. Yeah. Same thing on the other side. Are these on right? So a U shape. So all the hot water goes from here out into here, and then the cold water will flow into the coolant pump, which will go straight to the supercharger.
Or coolant to the supercharger, so we need to install it here, in order to have a cold thing, and from there it comes right here. You see,
Okay.
comes here, it goes, cools down, and goes to the engine. So now the question is,
So wait, this is gonna be the first part that it gets cold, and then this is the second part.
no, first goes there, then here.
Okay. Okay. That sounds.
So this is much cooler.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Nice and neat.
So that's all in.
Yeah, that's in. So I need to put a clamp for this one. And this is a nice candidate. Still the German quality is the German quality. Alright. So this is gonna look good. Perfect. This is not gonna, this is so original, you see? Very good. So we move this back. It's a BMW clamp. Making a bow.
Mm-hmm. Wait, let's mount the bumper bracket first.
Yeah.
Let's take them off. Let's take them off, Dad.
Chiro.
The bracket, the radiator, and put on the brackets.
Oh. Next.
There's no in between.
Remember Bashirag? Oh my god. His uncle in Australia, he was drilling something and the drill bit broke and hit straight as high. And he got blinded for life. Why is it not cutting? Is it really that strong?
No, you're cutting. Just go through the blades. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. You got it. Go.
No, it's on my way. I want to go an angle.
You're an angle.
Yeah. Can you make this thing?
So we got the bolt trimmed down. It used to look like that. Two different pipes going in, creating a joint, so they will both form a U shape. The plan is, again, for this to go ahead and be the first point of water, and then this be the last point of water before going to the supercharger.
Alright, so we need to put this thing as far as possible. The best thing is to lube it a little bit. Just a little bit loop. Here, there. It should work, right? Perfect.
Yep.
So let's tight these. Make sure they're working.
And two of them.
Can you move this thing a little bit before I put the clamp in?
Move what?
The lip on that.
What?
It is dangerous. So you have to turn it so it's close to the shape where it's supposed to go, otherwise you will have problem.
Turn it
Let
a bit
go.
more.
Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, that's it, that's it.
Okay, go.
Push it all the way in. So you'll have to. It's not all the way in.
Let's install the oil cooler and be done.
Okay, hold it.
I told you.
Yeah, that works. With the other side. A little bit here. A little more. Yeah, I think that sounds much better. Even if it is here, that's fine. This is not gonna move. No.
I think everything is secure, if you ask me.
What kind of coolant does it have? Blue, green?
Green. Do we drop it now?
Yeah. Oops. That was water.
Well, you need to dilute with water.
Hmm?
You're gonna have to dilute it with water anyway.
This is hybrid.
Antifreeze coolant. We want the coolest stuff. A nice little mixture of whatever it is. Do I turn it on?
Yeah. Doing itself. Okay.
And that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found this video useful. Please let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions. I know there's still a lot of stuff that I missed. As far as separating the supercharger, and that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If there is anything I missed, let me know in the comment section below. I do know that when it comes to adding a separate coolant reservoir, I have another video coming soon. Not in this series, I haven't done it yet, but whenever I do get to it, I will make a video on that, because that requires you moving the battery from the front of the car to the rear, and that's just going to be its own separate thing. It's a lot more challenging than adding this tiny little BMW reservoir on here. So I do plan on making another video of that whenever I get to it. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.